Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Audi Retrofits. Today is Tuesday the 15th of October. So I'm back in after a couple of days off. I've just been chilling. I don't really know what to do with myself on Sundays since the F1's been on holiday. So yeah, I've been focusing quite a bit on YouTube and doing admin stuff. So keeping on top of things, but a little boring if I'm honest. This week though, the F1's back. They're in Austin, Texas. They're in America. So should be a good one. And yeah, I'll be back to watching F1 on a Sunday. You don't understand how much that excites me. Anyway, so today I've got a couple of cars coming in, diagnostic stuff, nothing too interesting. I'll show you anyway. Then I've got some personal appointments that I need to make. So I will have to scamper out of here as quick as I can. But starting off today with this gorgeous Audi A7. Okay, so this Audi A7, absolutely gorgeous, wrapped in purple. I think it's like Merlin purple or Cadbury's purple. But yeah, this is a 55 TFSI, 3-litre petrol. This has been modified, like heavily modified. It's been here so many times before. I've done a fair few things on this car myself. The car, when it first came to me, was owned by a different owner. He sold it on, and now the new owner has brought me the car back. He wants me to check it over for a few things. He knows that I've worked on the car. He knows I have experience with this one. And there's some things that he said just doesn't work or there's issues. Luckily, none of them are stuff that I've done. They're not issues that I've caused. So that's a good thing. The car itself, yeah, relatively nice. It's got the rock grey leather interior, rock grey here, and there's some Alcantara there. Personally, I'm not a big fan of rock grey. I would go all black or bright red. I don't know. But it goes, I guess. So one of the jobs that we did originally, when I first got this car in, we did the R8 V10 Plus steering wheel switches, upgrades, and they work. You can turn on the ignition, the engine from here. Also did the upgrade on the dash to give it the RS look dash, Audi Sport on the main screen. Drive select works as well. That I think is one button press into dynamic mode rather than switching through the modes. You can, so right now it's in efficiency. You can see it down there in green. So if I press that once, it switches straight into red dynamic. Yeah, it just goes into sport mode. You can press that one to come out of it now, back into efficiency. It's showing up there as well. And then this one is the exhaust button. This is actually quite cool. In fact, let me start the car. It's loud, look. Pops and bangs. Now, if I press this, okay, the valve's just closed, so it was already in open mode. So now if I rev it, there's still a little pop. It's just a little quieter. Yeah, pops and bangs still. Naughty car. But yeah, if I press it again, the valves open up, it gets louder. So this is all working lovely. And even there, the display. That's pretty cool. I wonder... Yeah, no, he doesn't have it. So in this head-up display, it doesn't show up that one. I don't think he went for that upgrade. Anyway, let's turn that off. So the owner has reported multiple faults with the car. He said the dashboard blanks out sometimes, just goes blank. And then when it does come back on, it just loads of errors. He wants me to check it over. So yeah, he's concerned with some of the errors on the car. He said that the dash keys sometimes blanks out. He said his Pandora, because he's got a full Pandora system I also installed on this. He said it's not working from his phone. So I did a quick check over when as soon as it came in, Pandora is fully active. It looks to be a subscription issue. Basically, it's Pandora. When you go to the tracker mode, when it goes online, you can add a subscription to it so that it sends you notifications to your phone over the internet. That's the part that isn't working. So I'll check in and see if there's an antenna issue or something. That's why it's not beaming out the signal to his phone. But it doesn't look like it's hardware, for now at least. But yeah, just basic diagnostics. See what's going on. See why that dash is blanking out. Obviously, right now, you guys can see as soon as I press the start button, it wakes up straight away and the dash is working. So I'm not sure what it is, but I'll plug in, find out what's going on and go from there. Okay, so I've checked over the car and it's really strange. It had a ton of faults listed because it said that certain devices were offline, but they were all old faults. So now that the car's back online and everything's working as we can see, all those faults are saying, no, I'm good. you know, I'm good to go. There are no current actual faults on the car. The only one thing that stayed, well, two things. One was the battery, it's saying it was low because I was sitting there with the ignition on, so I put the battery charger on. Number two, it's complaining about a mobile phone booster thing. That is very common on the early A7s. I had it on mine. Backstory to it is that the original A7 came with this certain booster, which apparently used to interfere with police cars as it would go past them. And so Audi were ordered to remove them from these cars. So there's a bunch of 2018, 2019 Audi A7s out there that don't have the area. You wouldn't know that it's an actual fault because it doesn't ping up on the dash or anything. But when you scan the car, it does come up. I remember when I first got my car, I saw it and I'm like, what's this? Mine being in early 2019. I was like, yeah, what's this? Why is, you know? And Audi like, yeah, this is the situation. We had to take them out. And yeah, we have to wait until Audi give us the heads up to put it back in. I was like, I'm not having it. I'm not waiting. I ended up getting my own one. And I put it back in, and I was like, yeah, good. I've got I've got no errors. This one has that, but like I said, that's a known issue. But yeah, the car's good. Now, regarding the Pandora, I checked into that. We double checked his subscriptions. It turns out he has basically run out of credit. His Pandora SIM card. He took the car out to Portugal and it was on roaming, and that cost him. So that's what that was. So he basically needs to pay for a subscription renewal, and that will bring the car back online again. So overall, relatively easy. Also, while I'm here, I want to show you guys this. So let's go around to the boot. Look at this. This thing must kick. Now, this car has, yeah, it does. It's got B&O. I've got the same B&O system in my car, and as standard, they're loud. Surround sound is amazing. The sub bass, I don't have a complaint with it. He's gone and added these two. Jeez, this thing's loud in that case. Maybe he put them in to counter the big pops and bangs he gets from the exhaust. Who knows? Anyway, I got another car outside. I'm going to swap these out, get the other one in. You're going to like the other car. The other car's really nice too. So it's 12:52. Simon's in. He's digging up parts for his A8. He looks stressed. He's looking up parts for his A8. Look at this gorgeous beauty. An Audi RS Q3. This is a 2023 model, end of 2023. If you don't know, this car is mental. The owner, I remember seeing the car first, and he had these subtle gold pinstripes. And, well, they weren't actually gold, they're more yellow at the time. And he's gone through change after change. He's so OCD and meticulous with his car. He wants it perfect. And honestly, I love it. I love what he's done to this car. It looks so cool. He's got the gold pinstripes down on the lower splitter, around the side grills there, around the side here. He's got it on the wheels. He actually just showed me something he did to the car. In fact, let me go to the other side because there's light on this side. You can see it a bit better. Back wheels. Let's go back wheels. So it's really weird. So when you're standing up here, it looks like a black wheel with the gold pinstripe. Okay, and as you get closer, it's got this two-tone effect. It's very subtle, but it's got this slight hint of bronze on the face. The inner bits are still black, they're like satin black, but the faces have got this little gloss shine. It's very subtle, but yeah, it looks cool. I love that, how creative he's getting. As standard, Instagram handle. Check him out. Inside this thing, I mean, everything about this car is bloody modified. So it's got ambient lighting. You see it's all glowing up in pink. Let's flick on the ignition. Yeah, things are happening in here. Full two-tone starlight roof. It's got red lighting up there on the pan roof. So now the lights just changed colour. They've gone to what his normal driving colours are. So instead of being red, it's gone sort of like a white, I suppose. It's got a slight tint of blue in it, but yeah, white. Gorgeous. Look, he's even had, I remember this, he had all the red bits done custom afterwards, added to it. Gorgeous steering wheel, Alcantara, custom airbag cover, carbon, and then these massive custom paddles. They light up. At the moment it's not lighting up. Why not? Let's start the car. Maybe there you go. So as you rev it, changes to show you. Yeah, it changes to show you how much revs you're doing. It's pretty cool. Yeah, and then let's get to the cool parts of the car. So he's had interior lighting done. That's courtesy of R28 Customs. R28 have done all of the lighting on this car. So the star lights and all of that craziness. In the back, I did the screens. We got 13-inch tablets fitted, mounted to the back of the seats. RS seats, but custom mount. Amazing. And then he's gone one step further because he's absolutely crazy. So at the moment, it's not in his show mode. This is his daily drive mode. But there's a monitor there that he can move this panel out the way. And under here, he's got a full boot build hidden somewhere. Yeah, it's down there, but it's all turned off and hidden. This car is crazy. Anyway, it's in for me to do a little bit of wiring on the screens. So originally when we had this put in, we wired it up as we normally would. It comes on when the car's on, it goes off when the car's off, which is how it should be. However, he takes the cars to shows all the time, and he likes to park up and show off all the bits in the car. Now, some of the shows he goes to, you're not allowed to leave the engine on. And for those ones, he needs to essentially run all the electrics in the car without running the engine. So he's got this giant battery box. And we've tried this a couple of times where we can switch the power of the screens to the battery box, and then he has to switch it back to the car. But it's a bit of a faff in how we did it. To be fair, we were just testing things and playing around with things. One point we had it wired to both at once, so both the ignition on the car and the battery box. But then he found out the battery box was trying to power up the car's ignition, and that wasn't working. So we've had to modify how we've done the wiring. So today he's come up with a really cool idea of how to do the wiring. He wants me just to implement it. So all I'm going to do today is run the wiring. He wants it run under the seat here on the passenger side because he can leave the battery box there on the footwell, and then he can power up the screens and anything else in the car that he wants without having to turn the car's ignition on. And if he wants to run it as normal, he can simply just switch it to the car's ignition on what we're going to do today. All right, so I'm done on the RSQ3. The screens are now rewired to work on a quick plug socket thing. It's really basic, but it's how he wanted it. So underneath here, because he powers the battery thing here, let's reach over. Here we go. So we've got little inline. You disconnect. This is the screen. That's the power to the car. He'll have the battery box with another one of these female sockets, and then he'll plug that into the battery box. The screens will turn on to the battery. When he wants it back in the car, he just plugs it back in like so, and just leaves it under there. That's it. Simple. Nice and simple. Just had to reimagine how the wiring was done, but it's all done and the screens are independently fused, so that's all good. Right, so this one can now go. I've got an appointment to get to, so I'm going to rush out and go there, and I'll be back later on, although I don't know what I'll be doing when I come back later on. Anyway, well, see you guys later. I may or may not come back on the videos, depending on what I'm doing later. Right, let's get this. Resting with the door. Let's get this car out.